Internet, The Real Shroom here, heading back to the arena to play some Standard tonight, and revisiting a concept I played a few months ago. We're going to see if we can get the job done with some Jund Full Throttle Toxic. What is Full Throttle Toxic? Let's take a look at the list. So we are a Toxic deck. We are playing the typical Golgari Toxic creatures you would expect. Venerated Rot Priest, Bilious, Skulldweller, the good ones. Pestilent Siphoner is an evasive one. Branchblight Stalker, we do value the high toxic value of this card, so that's why we're playing this as a 4 of. And of course, Bloated Contaminator is just a great threat. Whether you're a toxic deck or not, it's just great value. 3 mana, 4/4, trample, toxic 2 effectively, because when it hits for that toxic 1, it gets to proliferate right away. Of course, the benefit of Toxic is that you only need to put 10 toxic counters, poison counters on your opponent and they die, effectively reducing their life total in half. Granted, like, the creatures are small and they don't inflict that much, but there are a lot of them, and it only takes 10, and it means that, like, our opponent's life total doesn't matter. There's basically no way to interact with toxic, with poison counters. We're combining these toxic creatures with multiple additional combat effects, which, you know, allows us to take additional combat steps during our turn, which, you know, if you take the amount of time it takes to kill someone with poison counters, should be roughly half as long as it takes to kill with, you know, damage. So if we can get a additional combat step in there to double up one of our combat steps, the end result is our opponent tends to die during that turn when we take those multiple combat steps. And we're triggering multiple combat steps with the Full Throttle sorcery from Aether Drift. It's a sorcery, 6 mana. After this main phase, there are 2 additional combat phases. At the beginning of each combat this turn, untap all creatures that attacked. So we get to attack 3 times with all of our creatures that are there, and, you know, we'll have a couple of poison counters on our opponent by that point in the game. And this just basically, if we resolve this with a board state, we win the game. We can also generate additional combats with Fear of Missing Out from Duskmourn sometimes. We only have 2 of these because we're not really fully set up to abuse this card, but it's a 2/3 that when it enters, you loot, so you draw and discard. You discard and draw, actually. And then if you have Delirium, meaning you have 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, when it attacks, you get to choose one of your creatures that gets to untap and attack again. And if that creature is something like a Bloated Contaminator, it's going to get in for additional 2 toxic counters. Or if it's a Branchblight Stalker and our opponent is, you know, has a depleted board state, it's also going to get in those 2 toxic counters. So doubling the number of poison counters our opponent gets during a combat step is sort of like exponentially more effective than doubling damage. That's the basic premise of the deck. We also get additional combat steps from Great Train Heist, which is one of these spree instants for 4 mana total, 2 red and 2. We get to untap all of our creatures and take an additional combat phase after this phase. That's primarily how we're looking to use this card. We can also play this for 3 mana to give all of our creatures +1/+0 and first strike to win a combat and keep our creatures from dying. Or we can play it for 2 red to choose target opponent. Whenever creature you control deals combat damage to that opponent, this turn create a tapped treasure token. In reality, I've never played it for that mode, but basically, this is a 4 mana instant, take an additional combat step, and hopefully that means just win the game. And so the rest of our deck is trying to facilitate this plan of poisoning our opponents with additional combat steps. We're helping out the Fear of Missing Out a bit with some artifacts, including Mister's Research Deck, which is just a great card selection piece for non-blue decks. Playing a 1 of Buried Treasure, which is super janky, but I just wanted another artifact that's super easy to put into the graveyard. Like, it's just a treasure token, basically. So we pay 2 mana, we get a treasure token that we can sack at any time to add mana, put it in our graveyard for Delirium. It does help us accelerate a little bit to our Full Throttle on the plus side, but you could substitute this out with any other cheap artifact that is easy to put into the graveyard. I just chose this one as sort of a placeholder, and because I think it might be nice occasionally to be able to ramp into Full Throttle. And then we've got our discard effects to help our stuff survive. 2 Duress, 1 Binding Negotiation. We've got removal. Since we are a toxic deck, we're playing the 4 of Anoint With Affliction, which, if you have Corrupted, if you have 3 or more poison counters on your opponent, this is the best creature removal spell in the game. 2 mana, instant speed, exile any creature, is literally as good as it gets in Standard. And then we've got a Molten Collapse as additional sorcery speed removal, just to add sorcery to the type. This also can target planeswalkers or 1 mana value permanents of any kind, like artifacts or enchantments. And that is basically the plan. yeah, we're gonna play a bunch of toxic threats. We're gonna set up. We're gonna get some poison counters on our opponents in the early game. We're gonna set up a turn where we can get a devastating double or possibly triple attack with our toxic creatures and just win the game on the spot. There's a total of 23 lands in the deck, which is sufficient to support our pretty low mana curve. The only tech we have is some Mirexes. We're very color greedy, so we don't really have room to play stuff like Demolition Field. We're kind of an aggro deck too, so we don't really want to get into the late game where like creature lands become an issue. We just want to poison our opponent out as quickly as possible. The sideboard includes Duress number 3, as well as 2 Dreams of Steel and Oil as additional discard to interact with our opponent's hand. Lively Dirge will come in along with the third Duress in matchups where our opponent has a lot of removal spells, where our stuff is going to die a bunch. So Lively Dirge just lets us get like 2 of our creatures back, which is very nice. We have the 3 of Obstinate Baloths against discard and Pixie style decks, 2 Soul Guide Lanterns for graveyards, 1 Shielded Edict is additional removal. We're also packing a Seeker's Folly just as a sweeper for opponents that want to go wide with tokens, because a bunch of 1/1 tokens on the battlefield could be a major obstacle to us since a lot of our attackers are 1 toughness. So we just have this card in our sideboard to sweep tokens, basically. Can also be a mind rot, but we're really not going to play it for that mode very much, if at all. And then we've got the full playset of Terror Thunders to deal with artifacts, enchantments, and other permanents. So that is the plan. Let's see if we can't go full throttle and land those 10 toxin counters on our opponent's face out of nowhere with an additional combat step that they never saw coming, or maybe they did see coming but they can't do anything about it because we have too wide of a board and they have nothing on the board due to our interaction. So let's see if we can't win some matches in Platinum tier on the ladder. And if you like off-meta, off-kilter MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Kumagawa will be our first opponent. Will be on the play. And we've got Venerated Rot Priests and Siphoners we can play. We've got a Research Desk. This is a good hand. Alright, we'll lead off with our Rot Priest. Opponent mulls to 6. Alright, let's get in there. Get the good times rolling. We'll play Rot Priest number 2 plus my Research Desk. Finn. Okay, well, we've got the answer for Finn. So, let's Anoint. Opponent scoops. Okay, so they're on a Finn Toxic deck. It's like lots of Death Touch creatures. So we want Dreams. We want Shieldred's Edict, probably. Let's cut 1 FOMO. Cut 1 Duress. I think Siphoner is actually our weakest toxic creature. We'll cut 1 Siphoner. I like the Bilious Skulldwellers because their removal. So we've got a Siphoner double Anoint with Affliction. Well, Anoint with Affliction is very good against them, so I'll keep this. They have a Rot Priest. They have 2 Rot Priests. Well, I mean, that's a good start. So we're taking minimum of 4 toxic as we just remove these creatures. So they're targeting their own stuff. And it's pretty much just a nut draw. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you draw 2 cards. Yeah, I mean, we have to kill this. So we get a 9. I think we'll just play our research desk. Contaminator. And Rot Priest number 3. Okay. Well, jeez. I mean, what a draw. What a draw from our opponent. Okay. Maybe I'll bring back in the FOMO, because it's actually good at blocking Rot Priests. Let's just hope that doesn't happen again. We'll cut 1 Heist. Maybe I will bring back in the Duress. And we'll lose the Siphoners. Alright, this is a good hand. We like the Stalker, we like the Contaminator. Alright, play our Stalker. Edict. Alright, let's play Bloated. Liliana.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit for the win. Ah, one of your friends has to leave.
Alright. Go, Venerated Rot Priest. More removal. Well,
I'm tired of your secret.
I guess they boarded out their toxic stuff just for removal this game, and we're just drawing lands.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
Skulldweller, I mean, it just dies to the Lily. But, I mean, I gotta play it, right? I guess the hope is to just make her not able to just try to draw creatures on consecutive turns. Research desks would help.
Sacrifices must be made.
Binding Negotiation. Terror Tide. Wow, just all removal. They actually are just all removal spells. I guess I'll take that because it's the cheapest. I should not have played that land.
Drop it. I'm tired of your secrets.
Alright, we need to find an answer for Lily. We have a Shielded Edict and a Molten Collapse.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Alright, there's our Molten Collapse. Now, it was really dumb of me to discard that Anoint With Affliction earlier.
I'll be back.
Because I should have an answer to that Rot Priest right now, but I don't. Full Throttle. Could help us win the game, maybe, at some point. Well, this is not the way to win. So we're dead next turn. We just draw lands. Wow. Okay. Phew. Absolute whiff city for our deck there. What a shame. Die the Pilgrim will be our opponents. And we'll be on the play. We don't have any toxic creatures. But I think I'm gonna keep. We've got removal, we've got FOMO who might help us find something. Swift Spear, so it's aggro. Full Throttle. I'm gonna Anoint with Affliction something. It might be the Swift Spear. We'll see. No? Okay. I'm gonna play Rot Priest. Burst Lightning, so they're like a Burny version. Burny style. Paw Patch Recruit, alright. We'll respond by killing the Swift Spear. Alright, let's play this FOMO. We'll discard this land. So we have 3 card types. Play this Research Desk. Heartfire Hero. Alright, let's crack the Research Desk. Two lands. Well, let's play a Research Desk. Let's crack a Research Desk. Okay, Bloated plus Molten Collapse. I definitely like Bloated. Can't play it this turn, however. I will play this land before it goes away. And we'll pass. I suppose I could have attacked with the fear of missing out. Another Heartfire Hero. Alright, let's play Bloated. So I do have Delirium now, right? I have 4 artifact, land, instant creature. Let's attack with the FOMO. Okay. Totally fine with me. Happy to remove those guys. I still have access to multiple. I have full throttle at the ready next turn. So, but I also have great train heist. I think what I'll do is play a research desk and crack it. Anoint with Affliction should be good at some point, right? Ah, they have a kicked ball lightning. That's too bad. Alright, let's just play this guy. We'll go ahead and just anoint this Heartfire hero. You can grow your bunny. We'll pass. Another hero. We'll take 2. Alright, another Branchblight. So let's see, what can we do with this Great Train Heist? 1, 2, 3. Can we pay 2 red plus 4? We can. Let's attack. Okay, sure. We will gain first strike and untap and take another combat step. Let's do a little research. Duress full throttle. Alright, let's attack. Opponent trades with our Heartfire hero. We'll play our dude again. Attack. Go on, attack. Attack, opponent. You can do it. They don't attack. Well, I mean, if I don't play this, it's just gonna go to waste, so... This will definitely mean they will block. Too bad we couldn't find an Anoint with Affliction. Or Molten Collapse. We've already found 2, I guess. I'm just gonna attack. They block. I lose my full throttle, unfortunately. Alright, we're on a 3-turn clock. Research desk, can you find us something good, please? Another great train heist. Not really what I'm looking for right now. Alright, there's a Bloated Contaminator. Alright, let's... The problem is I'm just dead to their nemesis. I'm just dead to their nemesis next turn. Because if I block it, they just do the damage to my face. Boy! And we were so close there. Okay. Dreams of Steel and Oil. Shieldred's Edict. Probably Baloths. One too many, full throttles there. I guess we just kind of shave our stuff when we go up all this interaction, right? I mean, our big creatures are the best ones. So the Skulldwellers, though. Maybe these guys. And these guys a little bit. Alright, this is a good hand. Let's FOMO. Pitch this land. Manifold Mouse. Well, that needs to die. At some point. We don't need to kill it right now, though. I guess it'd be kind of bad if they had an Emberheart Challenger. We'll wait a turn. Okay, let's try killing this Manifold Mouse. Overprotect. Alright. Innkeeper's Talent. And a Hardfire Hero. Alright, we need to find more removal. Rot Priest. Alright, let's attack. We'll play an Obstinate Baloth. Paw Patches. Okay, we absolutely 100% will make that trade. Alright, attack with Bloated. We only have 2 green sources, unfortunately. So we'll just play this Obstinate Baloth. Oh. Add 1 mana of any color, only if a land entered this turn. Cool. Attacking with a 4/5. Okay. We'll just take 4. We draw land. Freaking land. Creature, instant, land. Well, we're attacking with a Baloth, that's for sure. Yeah, I guess we're attacking like this. Okay. Well, opponent's throwing away their good threats, so... I mean, I can't complain about that too much. Now their Manifold Mouse can get in for huge chunks. Fully level up the Innkeeper's talent. Gonna hit for 12? Okay. Sure. So, really need to find a removal spell here. Venerated Rot Priest. guess I'm attacking like this. Here's another Rot Priest. So can I survive is the question. They can get their dude up to 7 power with Trample. Oh, and now they can just give it Double Strike, so we lose. Yep, Trample, Double Strike. Oh man, we just need one removal spell. Ugh. Havoc the Icon will be our opponent. We'll be on the draw, and I don't know, we got some Skulldwellers, so we'll keep. Which we can cast. We don't have access to green mana right now. Okay, now we have our green. These verges are a little tricky to keep track of at times. Let's attack. I think I'll just play another Skulldweller. Get my green mana online. Jace the Perfected Mind.
Phyrexia's plans are already in motion. You can be made to obey.
Great Train Heist. Well, I mean, we'll attack you, I guess. Go for this Siphoner.
Become subdued.
Attack you. So how hard do we want to play into their sweeper is the question. Do I play both these creatures? In which case, let's see. Two, three. I'll play one of these creatures. So if they sweep here, I probably lose.
We can improve upon your ideas.
The problem is Jace just shuts this down with his +1. I guess Great Train Heist kind of sort of makes up for it.
Our plans are beyond your comprehension.
So let's see. 4, 5, 6. I can give myself 1 power and get an additional combat step. I mean, they just respond with a removal spell, but I... +1/+1 first strike, additional combat. They respond with, okay, these negates. Sure. So how many more turns before I scoop is the question.
Heal.
So they're just like beanstalk control, it looks like. Okay. Good for me. We didn't draw any relevant cards. Duress. Lively Dirge. Seeker's Folly for the tokens. Dreams of Steel and Oil for Overlords. Maybe Terra Sunder. 1, just shave stuff. 3, 4. We don't really need to Anoint with Affliction too much. It can kill overlords that have come off in pens. Just need to shave creatures a little bit. Okay. We don't have any creatures. Or any research desks. We have a binding negotiation, which is good. I don't know if this is good enough, though. I think we need a creature, at least. Alright, this is better. We'll bottom... Be nice to keep both of these bloated contaminators. But all this stuff is good too. So I guess I have to bottom one of those. Oh, I should have played my black mana turn 1. Ugh. Alright, let's play this guy. Beans! Totally fair card. Alright. Let's give you 2 toxins. And let's play Bloated, I guess. Alright, let's attack. Give you some toxins. Let's dreams. So we'll take Beza. So I just have sorcery in my graveyard right now. Let's FOMO. We'll discard this land and draw. They do have the Day of Judgments. Play this guy. Jace.
Emotions are distractions. Focus on the facts.
They also have a temporary lockdown.
Become subdued.
Let's crack our research desk. Oh, I want the Duress and the Molten Collapse. I guess I gotta take the Molten Collapse. Kill Jace.
A minor setback to Phyrexia's plan.
There's the Overlord. So, my FOMO would give me additional combat steps at this point. Elspeth's Smite, okay. Let's play a Rot Priest. They have a negate in their hands. So they can 1, 2, 3, 4 activate their Restless Reef. If I try to kill it, they negate. Alright, I need to find a discard spell. Instead, I find 2 lands. FOMO, hook us up, please. Discard this swamp. A Bilious Skulldweller. Negate. Well, I guess this is an argument for why we should have some demolition fields in our mana base. Skulldweller, they play temporary lockdown, and then I pretty much lose. They get rid of their beams. I draw a land. Binding Negotiation. Zur. So this is the Pro Tour winning deck. apparently is fun to play. What other creature lands do they have, if any? They don't have any? Seriously? Oh, they have a Restless Reef. We just draw lands. Okay. Boy. The magic gods are not smiling on us tonight. Blades will be our opponents. And our hand looks good, so we'll keep. We're on the draw. So, white aggro. Alright, let's play a research desk and a Skulldweller. We'll pass. Another recruitment officer. Alright, let's attack with the Skulldweller. They let it through. Alright, Bloaty. Make a bloat face. Can I find a removal spell, please? I would like one Anoint with Affliction, please. No. Well, let's attack. Gonna double block Bloaty. Okay. Let's play the Stalker. And a Duress. Requisition Raid. Family Reunion split up. So they're a mono white aggro deck. Humans on a one-lander. Resolute Reinforcements. It's actually pretty good against us. I have Artifact, Creature, Sorcery. So let's go like this. Discard Forest. Attack with everything. Let's play a research desk. Crack it. Take a Skulldweller. Knight of Grace. FOMO again. I guess we'll just attack with FOMO. Because we can hit you twice. Ah. This Siphoner lets us attack 3 times next turn. So I think I have to lose this Skulldweller and just go with the Siphoner. Because the Siphoner can attack 3 times. I guess only twice. When it attacks for the first time each turn. Okay, I see. There's an additional combat phase. So I attack with 1, and then the second attack phase I attack with the second one. Copper Coat. Whatever. Alright, let's crack this research desk. See what goodies we get. Bloated Contaminator. Or Full Throttle. We'll take the Bloated Contaminator. We'll attack like this. We'll untap our Pestilent Siphoner. So we lose our extra combat steps. That was pretty sweet. We got in 3 attacks with our Siphoner. I mean, I'd be pretty sad if we lost this game. Although Resolute Reinforcement is a very, very good card against us. No block. If only we had kept the Full Throttle instead of the Bloated Contaminator, we would have the win right now. Okay. Research desk. Another Bloaty. Attack. Play this one. Buffing up their team. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I have to block 1 creature. And that's GG's. Well, opponent got mana screwed, but their hand was still really good against us. So we want definitely Seeker's Folly. We want Edict. We want Dreams. We want Dirge too. Full Throttle. These guys just died. Resolute Reinforcement is so good against these guys. Cut one of the FOMOs. Cut. Maybe a Rot Priest? The Skulldwellers at least kill their stuff. Okay. Got creatures, removal. Play a Rot Priest. I will block. Knight of Grace. Shielded Edict is one of my only ways of actually killing that. So yeah, this turn I think I'll just kill your guy. I'll just pass. Nah, they could respond with Resolute Reinforcements now. That sucks. Yeah, I should have done it when they were tapped out. Now they just Resolute Reinforcements, sack their 1/1. Yeah, bad play. Well, we've got Bloated. Skulldweller. Let's play a Rot Priest. Let's hack with Bloated. If they want to trade their Knight plus some more humans for that, that's fine. They're just gonna chump. Play this research desk. Play this Skulldweller. I'll take 3 from the Knight. Alright, let's crack the desk. Land. I'll take this forest, I guess? I don't know. I guess I'll attack like this. Our commando. Okay. Play another Bloated. No block. Take 3. Binding Negotiation. Plays a Cathar Commando. Well, the only card they can actually play are these recruitment officers. The Enduring Innocence will be a problem if they actually draw their third land. I don't know. I guess I'll take a recruitment officer. Just attack. They double block. Nine. So if we target any of our creatures with anything, that's only that they control. So it's gonna be pretty hard for them to not die. Let's just crack our research desk for next turn. Lively Dirge seems great. We'll attack like this. So they have to lose their recruitment officer. Alright. Let's get back Bloated plus Venerated. Good game, they say. We again got stuck on 2 lands. Okay, well, we'll take it. I mean, maybe they should put more lands in their list. Leet Largo is our next opponent. We'll be on the play. And our hand looks good-ish. We'll keep. The reason why I have these Fabled Passages is because of FOMO. To be able to easily put land into our graveyard. Tiny Bones joins up. What I want to discard. I like all my cards. I guess I'll discard Mountain. And let's play this and this. So they're a Legends deck. Another Tiny Bones joins up. Okay. I'm gonna discard this Siphoner and just hope that I get off this Bloated. And they have a Tiny Bones also. Okay. Let's attack. And take it. But go for the throat. They're just gonna make us discard everything. I mean, we're not drawing any good cards, so... Vial Smasher. We'll take it. Play Bloated. Vladimir, New Blood. They're just taking it. They are not afraid of the toxin. So unafraid, in fact, that they die. Okay. Dreams of Steel and Oil, Shieldred's Edict. Do we want Baloths for when they make us discard? I think so. One. Go down on our multiple attack tech. One. Two. Cut the buried treasure or something like this. This looks great. We got an Obstinate Baloth if they make us discard, and toxic stuff. Venerated Rot Piece when they target us. Yeah, let's discard this Obstinate Baloth. Opponent scoops. Well, that's the risk you run when you blindly discard like that. Ibasheen, the standard bearer, will be our next opponents. We'll be on the play. And our hand looks good. See if one game tonight we can resolve a full throttle and have it do something. I think I'll play this guy. Obliterating bolts. Well, we get into a good toxic hit there. And we get to go like this. Marauding Mako. Alright, let's attack with our dudes. They block our 3-1. Play our buried treasure and a research desk. So they're on like a monument deck. It looks like. Let's crack our research desk. A FOMO and a Mirrex. How is our graveyard looking right now? We have Artifact Creature. I think I'm just gonna go for the Mirrex. Play Mirrex. Binding Negotiation. They spell pierce. Yeah, I'll pay. I'll pay for it. Lightning Strike and Oculus. Well, we will take the Oculus. Kellen. I've never used this boat of buried treasure, so let's just go for it. Discover 5. Just kill Kellen. That was fun. Alright, let's duress you. Research desk. Crack it. Bloated will be great for next turn. They do have this Restless Spire, which they're going to attack with. Alright, play Bloated. Play our research desk. Ah, man. Can we get a full throttle win? There's Kellen, uh-huh. Untapped red, untapped red. That's tapped red. So I guess we'll go with Anoint. Alright, let's kill Kellen. Attack with Bloated. Alright, we got him. So they're the discard cycling. Is it control-y? Aggro-y? We want Duress. I think we want Lively Dirge. We want Tear Asunder. Because they're gonna have the monuments, right? Probably Shieldred's Edict, too. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We've got a bunch of Venerated Rot Priests, which are good against them, so we'll keep. Zamako. I kept a one-lander. Rot Priest. Okay. We'll grab red mana. Let's attack. Let's play this Siphoner. Opponent scoops. Well, why'd you keep a one-lander? Okay, so we played 6 matches and our final result was a 3-3 with full Throttle Toxic. And we didn't really get to see the deck go off with multiple combat steps. It did happen in one game against, what was it, against Mono White, where we got 3 attack steps with our Pestilent Siphoner, and that did end up winning the game. But that was the only time that occurred in this stream. In general, we looked bad against like real decks. We looked really bad against the Pro Tour winning Domain deck, and we looked pretty bad against Gruul Aggro as well. I think, unfortunately, you just need to add more removal spells to your deck for the aggro decks. We just don't have enough. In the main board, we have 5 removal spells. We probably need to add another like 3-ish to the 75. Probably nowhere to runs, because they do get around like hexproof style effects that the Gruul decks are fond of. So we need a little help against that. Man, we just weren't good at drawing our cards too, despite the 4 Mishra's Research Desk. Like we are trying to go a little faster and have fewer tap lands in our mana base, so we don't have any of the Surveil lands, but maybe we should have like one of each Surveil land just to help us like find our cards a little better. You would think 4 Mishra's Research Desk would be a good in a 23 land deck to help you find the, 5 to 7 removal spells that are boarded in after sideboarding. Just wasn't the case tonight though. So, I mean, that's something you can chalk up to variance. But it's something that's more likely to happen when you don't have good card filtering and card advantage pieces. So I think it probably would be worth adding the Surveil land in the main, because we're not like a true combo aggro deck. We're more of a combo deck, really, where we're just trying to set up a turn where the board is relatively clear. We've got some toxic creatures, and we can just close out the game with one sequence of attacks, which in testing happened quite a bit, but certainly didn't happen tonight. But I think, yeah, adding some surveillance to the mana base probably is needed. Adding a bit more removal for the aggro matchup is probably good as well. And Domain, I don't know what you can't beat every deck, right? I mean, that's the deck that won the Pro Tour. Probably has a good chance of beating us just because it has a lot of the stuff that we don't like to face. It has the Overlords that produce the tokens, which we really don't like. We don't like playing against decks that go wide with tokens because all of our stuff is really small. It also has like all of the sweepers. It has the Day of Judgments, the Sunfalls, the temporary lockdowns, which we don't like playing against because, we're a go wide creature deck. We don't like having our creatures swept. So that may be a matchup where like we just can't do much more. We've already got the Duresses. We've got the Dreams of Steel and Oil to take the Overlords. We've got the Terra Sunders in the sideboard. So that we may just be a dog in that matchup, just as, many decks are a dog against Up the Beanstalk because it's an incredibly broken card. But I think with a little tweaking, we could be better against the rest of the meta. We do have good creatures. I just think the core of Golgari Toxic creatures is solid, and it doesn't take that much to get yourself in a position where a double attack will win you the game. So a question about this is, what is the advantage of going this route? If you want to do the multiple attack steps route, what is the advantage with going with like this Golgari Toxic shell instead of maybe just like a Gruul shell or something, where you don't have to dip into black? These are all red cards. It might be a little easier to facilitate that. And I think the thing is, about this deck is, like we have more threats than the Gruul deck does. And I think the black cards are a big advantage that we have over the Gruul deck because we're a bit more adaptable. We're a bit more controlling with all the discard spells that we can board in, between our 75. we give ourselves a better chance of success against more decks than the Gruul deck does, I think. I feel. So, although the Gruul deck certainly has more raw power and gets more free wins than this deck will, I think the meta share of decks that we are good against is higher than what the true red aggro decks are. And it's also just like, it's kind of unexpected too. Like, if you're sitting at like 4 poison counters and your opponent has a couple of dirtily little, toxic creatures, you don't expect to just die on their next combat step. You don't expect your opponent to whip out the Great Train Heist, double up their toxic triggers, and just kill you on the spot. So the deck definitely has that going for it. Although, unfortunately, we didn't really get to see it tonight. We only got to see 1 instance of extra combat steps. I think it is a cool strategy, and unfortunately, it just didn't do very well tonight. But part of that, I think, is just variance. And, like, I'm not saying it's the most powerful deck in the format either. Like, the top S tier decks in the format are going to be hard to beat because they're the best decks. And this is not playing, the most powerful cards like those decks are. Although I think it could beat some of those decks. But I think it is a good, unexpected option that does have some power. So this is the second time I've tried this strategy out in Standard. This is far more focused than the first time that I did it, and has better pieces. I think Full Throttle actually could just be a one-of. It's a cool card, and like it can just win the game if you play it, but it's 6 mana. It's so expensive, like if it weren't for these, we could cut down to like 22 lands or something and have more interaction. So at most I would play a one-of Full Throttle in this strategy. The other thing is, I think this deck might just be better as a Pioneer deck, because in Pioneer you get access to more tech that lets you take extra attack steps. In particular, Combat Celebrant is just a 3-mana creature that asks nothing further of you. All you have to do is attack with it and exert it, and you get extra combat steps, which is really, really good. So I think if I build this kind of strategy again, it most likely will be in Pioneer. The question at that point will be whether this deck can sustain the improved interaction of Pioneer, like Fatal Push in particular. But I feel like this deck with Combat Celebrants just goes up a notch in power level. So if I do build this again, it will have to be in Pioneer, I think. I think we've exhausted this line in Standard. But it's fun. It has some good, spectacular moments. If you play it, you'll see that you will win some games out of the blue in very exciting, total Johnny-ish fashion. But this isn't, the best version. We didn't have the best luck, but we got some wins. So I'm pleased enough with that, I suppose. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this installment of Full Throttle Toxic in Standard. If you did and you like off-meta, off-kilter MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I do stream Magic the Gathering on my Twitch channel every Tuesday and Friday night. There is a link to my Twitch channel in the description. I post MTG content on my YouTube deck every Thursday and Saturday, including this series and another series of MTG stuff. I also do non-MTG related gaming on my Twitch. Come check out the Twitch channel, hang out, have fun. Pretty chill, actually. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hope you tune in for the next one. Hope you all have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.